Hi guys, so sorry for the late Christmas special, but I'm going to read Marvel Team Up number 1. So this is published in March of 1972. So Marvel Team Up, featuring Spider-Man and the Human Torch. All new, two of Marvel's mightiest, in one mind-staggering mag. And now, the Sandman. Spidey and the Torch, together. Have yourself a Sandman little Christmas. Okay, let's start this thing off right, with a startling, much-remembered saga, which is both a Clash of Titans and a Yuletide classic. A sprig of marvelous mistletoe from Stan Lee, editor, Roy Thomas, writer, Ross Andrew, artist, M. Esposito, inker, Artie Simic, letterer. 'Tis the day before Christmas, and all along the sand not a creature is stirring, save the polar bear clan. Sure, we know it's not much of a rhyme, but we've got to start this story somewhere, don't we? Or perhaps we should begin with Peter Parker. I'm still not sure if Jameson really wants pics of that crew for his Christmas Eve edition, or if this is just his idea of a late April Fool's joke. But I've got to have bread for my late date with Gwenny, so... they're off and running off anyhow. Actually, I shouldn't make fun of them. I'm the one whose teeth are chattering, and they don't even have spider powers. Oh well, take your human interest shots, Mr. P, and split. Not too quickly, lad, or you might miss something. You might miss this.
Eek! Something alive just brushed past my legs. It's some kind of snake or a tentacle, but it's made out of sand. Let me out of here.
A snake? No. But a tentacle? Yes. A tentacle, indeed, of sand, which spirals cylindrically upward, then begins to shape itself into something far more sinister.
It's a man, and I know who he is. He's the Sandman.
That's my name, sister. Don't wear it out.
Excuse me, I just remembered a dental appointment in the Bronx.
Gangway.
Come on, Joe. And we thought this detail would be dull.
If I remember the Sandman, mister, it's liable to be livelier than you want it to be.
All right, Fancy Pants. Maybe nobody's seen you for months, but there's still a warrant out for your arrest. There better be. I wouldn't want you to think you blue boys had forgot me.
Wouldn't dream of it, pal. Now just hold still a minute while I...
Huh? Shh!
The cuffs went right through his wrist.
Ha! It's plain as day you boys don't know much about the Sandman, but it's gonna be a real pleasure teaching you.
Quick, Harry. Let's take him from both sides. That way, we're bound to bring him down.
Wanna bet? We went right through him, just like the cuffs. He's like a human sandcastle.
Those two security cops don't know how lucky they are. Instead of a sandcastle, he could have made himself a virtual brick wall instead. Then, the sheer impact might have broken both their necks. Good thing I wore my costume under my threads, for warmth. Only thing is, now I'm really cold. Well, there's one way to get the old blood moving, Spidey. It's called action.
Talk, coppers! Lay it on me again! How are you gonna toss me in the can?
Ah! Ah! You've squeezed the breath out of them, Sandy. But even if they're at a loss for words, I'm not exactly the tongue-tied type.
Spider-Man!
Not man. Sloppy, Sandman. Real sloppy.
What's wrong? No more smart cracks? Now that your baby blues are full of sand? Just say nighty-night, insect, 'cause
I've got nothing to say to you, creep. Except that you're way down the list of people I dig spending Christmas Eve with.
Christmas Eve?
Hey! You are out of touch, aren't you, big man? That little piece of news shook you up so much, you let yourself get all captured.
Shut up! I ain't got time to mess with you. Not now.
Yeah? Well, I'd like to know what you're gonna do. About it. Blast! He merged with the rest of the beach, leaving me nothing but empty webbing. That dude's dangerous. He's got to be found. And fast. And I think I know just who can do that little thing.
Hold it, pal! We want to talk with you!
Sorry, boys. I've got a date. Those boys in blue probably thought that date I mentioned was with the Sandman. But it's gorgeous Gwendolyn I'll be squeering tonight. She's much cuter than old Sandy. She expects me in a couple of hours. Well, what I've got to do shouldn't take long. After all, Sandman isn't my enemy. I just tackled him once, and that was a long time ago. As far as I'm concerned, he's somebody else's headache now. And I know just who that somebody is. Through that window right above should be your actual Sandman experts. What's more, they can have Hey! This isn't quite what I had in mind, and somebody's gonna pay for it. Now. Johnny Storm, you flamin' freak cut! What's the big idea of shooting fire rings at me? Huh? Sorry, Spider-Man. I didn't know you were out there. Come on in. What's with you, Torch? You're being halfway civil. And where's the rest of your far-out foursome? It's Christmas Eve, you know. So they tell me. And before you start asking subtle questions about why I'm not at Whisper Hill with the others, I'll give it to you straight. I've got girl problems. You and the rest of the civilized world. Well, maybe this little tidbit will take your mind off your troubles. The Sandman's back in town. The Sandman? Then what are you doing here? Why aren't you... Whoa, fella. He's not my responsibility. I just dropped by to clue you in. And let you take it from there. If anybody should know Sandy's modus operandi by now, it's the FF. You've tangled with him often enough. But get with it, chum. He could be anywhere from Jersey to Java by now. I'm no Reed Richards with these computers, but maybe they can... Funny, though. They should mention New Jersey. That's where I first met old Beachhead. Well, not in Jersey exactly. It was more like on top of the George Washington Bridge, but he was heading into the city from that side of the Hudson River. Way back in Strange Tales number 115. Stan. He was coming after you, web-slinger, and he was in no mood to tangle with a powerhouse like me. So he seemed to just vanish. Figured out later he must have clung to the underside of the old GW. Weird. I first ran into him near that bridge, too. Or maybe not so weird. Come on, hotshot. I've got a hunch. This is the famous Fantasticar? Don't rub it in, fella. Reed and Sue took the new, improved version with them. So I'm left with last decade's model. Don't sweat it, though. It'll get us where we want to go. By the way, if any of the Yuletide greenery below fills you with an unlikely urge to wish me Merry Christmas. Stifle yourself. It's a long way down. Far be it from me, Storm, to stop you from wallowing in self-pity. Just move it, huh? I got a date tonight. Who's the unlucky chick? No answer, huh? Well, there's the GW Bridge. Big as life and twice as crowded. No Sandman, but that's just the first part of my hunch anyway. Try cruising over to the Jersey side for a minute, okay? Your wish is my command, Sahib. Would you mind telling me what... Use your head for something besides a hat track, flame brain. If Sandy was heading toward Manhattan to look for me, could be he had a hideout over on the Jersey side of the river. Of course, that was a couple of years back. But it's the closest thing to a lead we've got. And besides... Yeah, I know. And besides, what else am I doing tonight, right? Well, no sign of Sandman so far. Looks like I owe you $1 for gas. On the other hand, take a fast look down there. And tell me if you see what I think I do. You're right. It sure looks like a minor league robbery. If only we could see better. I'm tired of being accused of false arrest. Is that all that's bothering you, pal? Voila, as they say. Torchy, if you ever need a job as a firefly, look me up. I love you too, Webwit. And by the way, those guys are taking off like 2 bats. I'd say they're definitely not from Goodwill. I'll swoop down real fast and... Hey, what? Now, don't you worry your pretty head about anything, chum. You just take this thing down, like you said, and leave the heavy stuff to good old Spidey.
I can't see nothing. Who the blazes?
I'll give you a hint, people. I'm not Buffalo Bob.
Spider-Man!
The Q-Pie doll is yours. Not to mention a few months in jail.
Give us a break, man. We didn't hurt the broad or nothing.
Yeah, sure. We'll give you a peace prize. Still, that's for the lady to decide. What'll it be, gorgeous?
Well, they didn't get away with anything. And it is Christmas Eve. Maybe if they could just be held for a little while.
It's more than they deserve. But you're the boss, girl. Say thank you to the nice lady, Clyde.
Yeah, thanks.
Think nothing of it, brother. And Merry Christmas. You too, Web Weaver. And your friend in the flying bathtub, too. Merry Christmas.
Maybe I should have worn my FF threads after all. Thought you were in mourning, Matchstick. Okay. So that gave us both a nice warm feeling inside. It still doesn't get us any closer to finding the Sandman. Tell me something I don't know. And sit down, will you? You're rocking the boat. Look, if you want me to cut out just... Huh? Why the flame storm? Look! Down there! What a truck out of control! Sliding on the ice! That's one thing, Wallflower. Your webbing won't stop. So I'd better... Flame on! Hey! Come back here! In case you forgot, I don't know how to pilot this cockamamie crate. Later for you, masked man. Right now? Good deal. The driver didn't panic. He's still in his seat. Gotta vaporize the snow and ice in front of the truck. Give the driver a chance to break his rig. This had better work. He's heading toward that parking Corvette up ahead. Stop, blast you! Stop! Shh! Whew! A near miss. But if that vet had been sporting a spare coat of paint, forget it.
Thanks, fella. And Merry Christmas.
Yeah. I know. Just buy yourself a new set of threads, huh? Shh. Sheesh. And I thought I had a bad temper. What's more, Storm, if you leave me to babysit this hot rotten hubcap again, I'll leave you all right, buddy. Right in the heart of Newark, if you don't watch your lip. I've had it up to here with all this Merry Christmas crud. I'm dumping you off at the first spider web, man, and I'm heading home. Suits me, hothead. It's starting to snow anyhow. That tears it. Hang on to your web shooter while I... Oh no! There's the Sandman! I can tell you're all choked up about it, Storm. Just put me down on this roof, like a good little manic depressive. Okay, now you can go back and cry in your Uncola while I... Not in your life, glory grabber! After this work, I'm gonna be in on the kill. Have it your own way. Thus, mere moments later, I shouldn't really blame the Torch for doing this Scrooge bit. If I ever lost Gwen, I'd cry humbug with the loudest of them. Greetings, Greensleeves! Thought we never catch up with you, huh? Well, so much for introspection. Looks like the man's got everything set up for me.
Only thing you're gonna catch, Fireball, is the death of a cold. And you can make that heavy on the death.
Funny man. Here, buddy. Enough heat to turn a walking sandbox like you into a mirror. Blast it. Torch wasn't supposed to throw anything. Just distract him. Gotta stop my swing short, or else it's Hotfoot City. But now Sandy spotted me. Gotta... Yow!
Spider-Man. Long time no see, pal. But that don't mean I forgot how to handle a punk like you. It's just like riding a bike. It does come back to you.
And this Clayface is gonna come back to you. Like, right on your sandy locks.
No, not when I'm this close. Nothing's gonna stop me now. Not since the wizard helped me rig up these little buttons. Which turned me hard faster than you could say cement block. Not the so-called amazing Spider-Man. And certainly not the half-baked Human Torch.
He's become a living sandstorm. Can't keep my flame on. Can't even breathe. I'm blacking out. Torch! So groggy, I can barely raise my hand. This hand. But I've got to. Made it. Just in time. Thanks, Webhead. Now, before we're both a couple of basket cases, let's rush him. Well, he's back in his normal state. I'm with you, pal.
So you are, creep. So you are. Only thing is, it's too dark, and you're both too wiped out to notice that I made the old bod paper thin and was standing right in front of a solid brick wall. Kinda gets you right there, don't it?
Ere long, a rude awakening.
Back from dreamland already, huh? Glad to hear it. 'Cause you two grumbums are about to go for a little moonlight swim. But you just keep your chin up, Torchy, and you'll be okay. Oh yeah, and one more little thing. Merry Christmas, suckers!
Sandy may talk like a poor man's Cagney, but he sure... Wait a minute. Something he said. Gotta check it out. But the way he's got us tied, only one of us can breathe at a time. So, got to dope this out in a hurry before my partner drowns on me. I was right. Just one rope holding us this way. too weak to break free. The torch is our only chance now. If he doesn't figure it out, and fast, we've had it. I don't get it. Spidey's a lot stronger than I am. Why is he staying down so long when he could? Sure, that's it. He wanted my face out of the long enough to dry. Just enough so that my body, he could start blazing it again. And I could do this. Burn, baby, burn, burn. Spidey, are you? Can't complain. I did. And I almost never did. Again. And soon, since the knotted rope was attached to a friendly drain, feel dry enough to burn us loose now, Storm? You just watch. Flame on! Ooh. Remind me to look you up if my pop-up toaster ever breaks down. Too bad the Sandman's long gone by now. Actually, I've got a strong hunch he isn't. I think he wanted us to escape from that water tank. Remember what he said as he tossed us in? Keep your chin up, Torchy. Huh? But why in blazes would he? We'll soon know, pal. Look! I gotta admit it. I'm stumped. What's he after in this 2-story bungalow? Only one way to find out. Heads up, Beach Boy. This is the...
Shh. Don't talk so loud, will you? I'll come along peaceful like in a minute.
Huh? All right. You've got us both whispering. Now spill the big mystery before we...
Okay. Just keep it down. I'll be in a second, Mom.
Don't be too long, William.
Mom?
All right. So now you know my secret. That's my mom in there. She's old. And she's sick. And I always come to see her on Christmas Eve. No matter what. The docs never told her I was a crook. Don't spoil it for me this Christmas, huh?
Well, all things considered, you got yourself a deal, Sandy.
Thanks, guys.
Hold it, fella. You can't go in without a present. But if you're not out of there soon...
Don't sweat, pal. Just give me 5 minutes, okay? And I'll waltz back to jail like a little lamb. And thanks again.
He sounded sincere, but just in case, I'll keep an eye on things from the outside. I meant that present for Gwen, but Sandman's mother reminded me of Aunt May. I had to take a chance. I just had to. While, inside, nothing can make me forget the way I miss Crystal. But when I think of what I do have, I guess I'm really luckier than I thought. Hey, Torch, get the lead out. It's be more than any 5 minutes. Huh? Looks like we both had other things on our mind. I'll just run upstairs and fetch him. What?
Young man, I don't know who you are or who you're looking for, but I'm Miss Baker's nurse. And as you can plainly see, she's soundly asleep.
Not to mention, alone, with nothing but a few grains of sand in the bathroom sink.
Huh? I can't imagine how they got there. This way out, young man.
Don't tell me. I can guess. Oh well. He gave us a break. In honor of Christmas Eve. We'll get him next time. Yeah, next time. But tonight, just for tonight, I feel good. And that's what it's all about, right? And it says, peace on earth, goodwill to men. Amen, brother. Amen. The end. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe, that'd be appreciated. If you have any requests you want me to do, just let me know in the comments, and I'll tell you when I can do the request. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys later.